Nobody connects with the people of Nebraska like Nebraska Extension.
Because no other organization in Nebraska can do what Nebraska Extension does.
No one else has local connections in all 93 counties.
With the expertise, the unbiased research,
The trusted relationships, the unwavering commitment,
the deep-seated passion, and downright grit to help Nebraskans live fulfilled, prosperous, and healthy lives.
delivering the innovation and resources of their university directly to their communities, their businesses.
Their farms and ranches, their families.
We are working shoulder to shoulder with our fellow Nebraskans from all walks of life, collaborating to create opportunity,
Overcome challenge.
empower young people,
Inspire communities.
strengthen families,
Protect natural resources. And leverage technology.
to continually sow the seeds for an even better Nebraska for all.
Engaging with Nebraskans wherever they are, whoever they are.
Whatever their hopes and dreams, for themselves, their children, their livelihoods, their future.
Nebraska's future.
Nobody else does what Nebraska Extension does.
Because nobody connects with the people of Nebraska like the people of Nebraska Extension. Nebraska Extension from the University of Nebraska, Lincoln.
What could be more fundamental to the very health and well-being of Nebraskans than food? When Nebraskans sit down to enjoy a meal, there's a good chance that in some way, Extension is also at the table. The food, nutrition, and health experts at Nebraska Extension collaborate with their Extension colleagues, along with scores of community organizations across the state, to enhance Nebraskans' access to healthy and nutritious food. And in the process, help Nebraskans understand the important connection between food and health. Just as importantly, Extension helps ensure all have access to critical food and health services, regardless of where they live in the state. By the age of 10, most young people have already adopted the eating habits and health-related behaviors that will follow them for a lifetime. Extension empowers Nebraskans across their lifespan and across all cultures to integrate sound choices regarding their nutrition and health, coupled with lifestyle strategies that encourage physical activity and overall well-being. Nebraska Extension is committed to improving the quality of life for all Nebraskans, addressing health inequities in Nebraska communities large and small, working with community food pantries in both urban and rural areas, promoting preventive health measures, especially those related to food and diet, and helping qualified Nebraskans understand federal food assistance programs so they can ensure that their families get the quality nutrition they need. Extension places a strong emphasis on local foods, creating new and expanded markets for family farms, connecting them with their local schools to provide fresh produce and protein for students, and for consumers at farmers markets all across Nebraska, providing not only nutritious food, but creating social, environmental, and economic benefits as well. When you eat at a local restaurant, Nebraska Extension is there too, training food service workers and restaurant staff on food safety, sanitation, and proper food preparation and storage. When Nebraskans crave confidence in the food they feed their families and have an appetite for health and wellness to enjoy a good quality of life, they count on Extension. Because nobody connects with the people of Nebraska like the people of Extension. Nebraska Extension from the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. You've probably heard of 4-H. Maybe you were in 4-H yourself. In fact, there's a really good chance you know someone involved in 4-H right now. Because 1 in 3 Nebraska youth between the ages of 5 and 18 have found found their spark in 4-H. 1 in 3. That's a number that leads the nation. And that doesn't include thousands of parents and community volunteers who devote their time to Nebraska's version of 4-H, the nation's largest youth development organization. So 4-H is a really big deal in Nebraska. There are a lot of Nebraskans behind the success of 4-H in our state, including the University of Nebraska. Through Nebraska Extension, the research and resources of the University of Nebraska are delivered to youth across our state, in every 4-H program, in every Nebraska county, delivering top-notch curriculum and content, and powerful hands-on experiences. While Nebraska 4-H has its roots in agriculture and continues to engage youth in many traditional programs, today's 4-H has evolved to prepare students for careers in science, technology, engineering, and math, preparing young Nebraskans for a successful college experience and a rewarding career, developing Nebraska's workforce of the future, providing underserved populations with greater opportunities to create and contribute, helping more kids thrive and discover their true passions and talents, collaborating and engaging with volunteers, families, schools, and businesses. Through 4-H, Nebraska Extension is inspiring young people to become creative thinkers, responsible community leaders, and the authors of the future of Nebraska. 4-Hers are the true leaders our state needs in the next generation to fill thousands of leadership positions in counties and communities across Nebraska. Nebraska's 4-H proven track record of success, innovation, and impact on young people has extended well beyond the borders of our state. In fact, Nebraska has been selected to lead dozens of initiatives for the National 4-H organization. That's just how good Nebraska 4-H is. Nebraska 4-H, further proof that nobody connects with the people of Nebraska like the people of Extension.
In Nebraska, we're really good at producing high-quality grain, oilseeds, animal protein, and a myriad of agricultural products. In fact, we're among the best in the world. But here's the deal. Success in agriculture is not only about high-quality agricultural products, it's also about producing high-quality products more profitably. And that likely means not always reaching championship-level yields. In fact, optimal and sustainable profits might actually mean scaling back a bit on production and amplifying profitability in the process. That's where Nebraska Extension has become a valuable partner with Nebraska's ag producers. Through its ag profitability initiatives, Nebraska Extension provides Nebraska crop and livestock producers with robust tools and unbiased research to help them make profit-driven decisions, real-world decisions, in real time. Decisions that have a direct and powerful impact on their bottom line, on their ability to keep growing, year after year, generation after generation. This is about the business of agriculture, understanding where you make money and where you don't. How much fertilizer makes economic sense? Which enterprise in my operation might actually be supporting the others? Should I add acres? Grow a different crop? To help producers answer critical questions, Extension's approach to ag profitability draws upon the expertise of many University of Nebraska disciplines, from ag economists to soil scientists, from irrigation engineers to agronomists to animal scientists. This group of dedicated professionals collaborates to bring the best of your university directly to the fields, pastures, feedlots, and home offices of Nebraska's ag producers, helping them gain an even better understanding of government farm policy, leveraging risk management strategies such as crop insurance, providing guidance on transitioning a farm or ranch from one generation to the next. Nebraska Extension helps Nebraska producers take a step back from their operations, tempering the emotion of decision-making and ensuring that research, analysis, and economics are key factors in the equation. In the end, Nebraska farmers and ranchers can have an even better understanding of the decision points within their operations and have the information at their fingertips to do what's sustainable and responsible at this moment and for the years ahead. As Nebraska's ag producers strive to strengthen their global leadership, they look to Extension to help them accomplish that goal profitably. Because nobody connects with the people of Nebraska like the people of Nebraska Extension. Nebraska Extension from the University of Nebraska, Lincoln.
With educators and experts spread across the entire state, Nebraska Extension delivers the resources of the University of Nebraska in all 93 counties. That's a statewide local presence that is simply unmatched. And sometimes, Extension is literally right in Nebraskans' backyards. Because Extension is the go-to resource when Nebraskans have questions about their lawns, their trees, their gardens, their environment. Teaching Nebraskans how to implement resource-efficient landscape practices, from acreage owners to urban residents, from community gardens to a backyard vegetable patch. Thanks to Extension, Nebraskans get answers to landscape and gardening questions that are bugging them, including questions like, what kind of bug is that? You'll find Extension experts on the panel of Backyard Farmer, one of the longest-running locally produced shows on television, helping Nebraskans improve their enjoyment of their outdoor spaces. Extension also trains master gardeners, a growing group of volunteers who plant and manage community gardens, supply local food pantries, and help their fellow Nebraskans discover the joy of raising food and flowers. Extension's expertise extends well beyond yards and gardens. Extension also works to improve the quality of life in homes and communities as well. Through Extension, Nebraskans learn how to deal with pests such as termites and bedbugs, improve the availability of high-quality drinking water, and manage water conservation, especially in cities. Through Extension, Nebraskans gain access to regional food systems, learning how to establish their own food sources, including cultural practices of indigenous populations, or connecting with local growers to provide nutritious, safe food for their schools, communities, and families. Extension also serves Nebraska's green industry, supporting landscape and nursery professionals with the latest research on turf selections, pests, and best management practices. Irrigation installers, city park departments, groundskeepers, and other professionals also rely on Extension for expertise and advice to improve themselves and the environments they manage. Through Extension, Nebraskans all across the state have the information, research, and resources they need to make their little corner of the state even more vibrant, more peaceful, more sustainable, more enjoyable, more livable. Because nobody connects with the people of Nebraska like the people of Nebraska Extension. Nebraska Extension from the University of Nebraska-Lincoln.
Rural communities are the very heart and soul of Nebraska, where self-reliance and perseverance have established strong, deep roots that help our entire state thrive. As our rural communities navigate a changing landscape of demographics and economics, they turn to Nebraska Extension and its Rural Prosperity Nebraska initiative. Extension challenges communities to see themselves through a new lens, to discover strengths perhaps taken for granted, and to leverage those strengths for an even brighter future. With Nebraska Extension, Nebraska's rural communities have a partner they can trust, bringing the university's relevant expertise and localizing it to match the distinct characteristics, challenges, and opportunities of our rural communities in every corner of our state. Employing strategies that give young people reasons to stay or return after college, and to welcome newcomers to our communities across the state. Encouraging homegrown entrepreneurs, and helping existing businesses grow and flourish. Identifying potential leaders within a community and providing the education and experience to help them grow into that essential role. Building local food systems that ensure access to safe, abundant, and affordable nutrition for all. Embracing change, new ways of thinking, and a spirit of optimism. Through Nebraska Extension, Nebraska's rural communities are crafting their one-of-a-kind stories, envisioning what their future can be, creating the roadmap and developing the people who can lead them there, and becoming even more valuable contributors to Nebraska's economic vitality and sustained success. Rural prosperity can lead to prosperity for all Nebraskans. That's why Nebraska communities partner with Extension. Together, we can create what's next for rural Nebraska, because nobody connects with the people of Nebraska like the people of Nebraska Extension. Nebraska Extension from the University of Nebraska, Lincoln. Beef production is a powerful economic engine for Nebraska, from border to border across the state. And Nebraska Extension is helping keep that engine firing on all cylinders. Backed by university research and resources, Nebraska Extension partners with cow-calf producers, backgrounding operations, feedlots, and processors to deliver game-changing research findings directly to Nebraska producers, to build and sustain a robust Nebraska beef industry that consistently produces high-quality beef, safely, responsibly, and profitably. Nebraska Extension works shoulder to shoulder with Nebraska's beef industry to define relevant research that addresses issues and opportunities critical to its future, identifying incremental changes in genetics that can lead to even healthier, more productive animals, cattle that can adapt to changing conditions with less stress, researching the latest in disease prevention and treatment, and working to increase female reproductive efficiency and produce thriving calves. Remote sensing that allows ranchers to monitor the health of their animals, even when they're spread across thousands of acres in the sandhills. How to best manage Nebraska's precious grasslands, and more efficiently transform plants into protein. Finding ways cattle producers and corn farmers can work together to incorporate cover crops and crop residue into their operations for optimal results. Using digital technology to better manage animal health and well-being, to better understand grazing behavior and how cattle interact with each other within the herd. Groundbreaking research on the nutritional value of distillers' grains that has helped Nebraska become a national leader in both ethanol production and beef finishing. Even creating innovative new cuts of beef that help improve profitability for both producers and processors, and provide affordable, nutritious choices for consumers. On top of all this, Nebraska Extension is leading a unique coalition of beef producers, food companies, meat packers, environmental advocates, and consumers to meet the grand challenge of ensuring that beef production is sustainable economically, responsible in terms of animal care and welfare, and has a positive effect on the environment, the economy, and human nutrition. Nebraska Extension also contributes to the state's diversity in animal agriculture, including pork, dairy, and Nebraska's fast-growing poultry industry. Bottom line, Nebraska Extension works with Nebraska's livestock sector to ensure that animal agriculture in Nebraska is responsible, successful, and sustainable, both economically and environmentally. Further proof that nobody connects with the people of Nebraska like the people of Nebraska Extension. Nebraska Extension from the University of Nebraska, Lincoln.
There is no greater role or greater reward than helping young children develop into healthy, capable, caring, and responsible people. These young children represent Nebraska's future, and ensuring they have a great start is critical to their ability to thrive and contribute to Nebraska's vitality for decades to come. That's why early childhood is a major focus of Nebraska Extension, because investing in the youngest Nebraskans pays dividends in terms of lifelong mental health, healthcare, healthy communities, and stronger families. Parents and parents-to-be look to Nebraska Extension for reading programs to stimulate young minds, great ideas for family activities that create strong parent-child bonds. Some as easy as simply enjoying a nutritious family meal together. Virtual tours that take children on extraordinary adventures, giving them experiences that expand their minds and their understanding of the world around them. Extension helps parents and other important people in children's lives ask the right questions when they're looking for a trusted childcare provider and teacher. And who helps those childcare providers and teachers do their jobs even better? Nebraska Extension, that's who. With in-person workshops and online training and resources, and professional development to improve their knowledge and skills. The responsibility of nurturing young children can be challenging, so Nebraska Extension works closely with preschool teachers and other childcare professionals to help them not only provide the best care and education they can, but to also take care of themselves, mentally, physically, financially, and emotionally. Because staying healthier in every respect helps them be even better for the children in their care. It takes a strong, healthy community to raise a thriving child. It takes an entire state working together to raise the bar in early childhood education, childcare, and family relationships. That's why Nebraska Extension partners with child-focused organizations across the state to ensure that the youngest Nebraskans are supported by adults and communities that encourage them to be the best they can be. When those responsible for the youngest among us are looking for great resources, ways to engage and co-create new solutions, and adopt innovative ideas, they rely on the expertise and the experts at Nebraska Extension. Because nobody connects with the people of Nebraska like the people of Nebraska Extension. Nebraska Extension from the University of Nebraska-Lincoln.
Millions and millions of acres of rich, productive cropland, and a vast underground reservoir of high-quality water. This unique combination makes Nebraska a global leader in crop production, and it drives the work of Nebraska Extension across the state. Because Nebraska's agricultural landscape is so diverse, Nebraska's extension experts are located all across the state, providing insight for the wide variety of crops we grow here. From corn to soybeans, sorghum to wheat, dry edible beans to potatoes, and more. Nebraska farmers trust Extension agronomic information and education because it's unbiased and science-based, reliable information for sound decision-making on their farms. Extension research reaches Nebraska farmers more quickly than ever before, so they can apply the findings to their operations as soon as possible. And nothing says applied research more than actually conducting that research right in the fields of Nebraska farmers, much of it driven by ideas and what-if questions from Nebraska producers themselves. Extension also brings together farmers from across the state to share successes and challenges, and to help Extension better understand what farmers need from their university. From evaluating the effectiveness of crop inputs to managing the threats of pests, weeds, disease, and weather extremes, incorporating precision agriculture technologies, and understanding how to best use the volumes of data they generate, improving the health of soils through nutrient management, and the use of cover crops to reduce erosion and preserve soil moisture, recovering from crop disasters such as hail or flooding, and managing in the face of weather extremes and climate change. Nebraska has millions of irrigated acres, more than any other state in the nation. So Extension is on the cutting edge of making certain that farmers are getting the most out of every drop of our precious water resources. In fact, Nebraska Extension is well known for its water expertise beyond just watering crops. The National Drought Monitor is headquartered right here, providing invaluable tracking of drought impact across the United States. Extension even helps Nebraskans and their communities manage water from storms and other extreme weather events. At Extension, water management is focused on both the quantity and quality of the water in the state, balancing the demands of crop farmers, livestock producers, communities, and recreational use. Every day, Extension makes its imprint on hundreds of thousands of acres across our state. When Nebraska producers are seeking proven science and unmatched insight they can count on to grow their crops responsibly, sustainably, and profitably, they turn to the experts at Extension. Because nobody connects with the people of Nebraska like the people of Nebraska Extension. Nebraska Extension, from the University of Nebraska, Lincoln.